The world had barely recovered from Caitríona Balfe's thunderous accusations when Sam Heughan finally broke his silence. For weeks, Caitríona's words had dominated headlines. There was no fight, only lies. She painted a picture of deception and manipulation, with Sam and Lia Williams cast as co-conspirators behind a scandalous cover-up. The public turned restless. Fans began to question everything they thought they knew about the beloved star of Outlander. Sam's carefully crafted image, of charm, kindness, and quiet strength, was crumbling under the weight of suspicion. Online forums burned with debates. Was Caitríona telling the truth? Had Sam really betrayed his castmates, his friends, even his fans? Or was there more to the story, something darker, something still unseen? Sam could no longer endure the silence. He appeared before the cameras on a chilly morning in London, his face pale but his jaw set with unshakable determination. The world was watching. Reporters filled every inch of the room, their pens ready, their cameras clicking in rapid bursts. He didn't waste time on pleasantries. Enough lies, Sam declared, his voice sharp with anger and raw emotion. The room went still. For weeks, Caitríona had shaped the narrative, her revelations spreading like wildfire. But Sam's words, firm, biting, filled with pain, immediately shifted the atmosphere. He wasn't here to dodge questions. He was here to fight back. I trusted her, he began, his voice shaking. For 10 years, Caitríona and I worked side by side. We shared stages, we shared screens, we shared a bond I thought was unbreakable. And now? She stands before the world and paints me as a liar. As a manipulator. As someone who betrayed everyone around me. His fists clenched as he continued. Her accusations aren't just wrong, they're poisonous. They've destroyed reputations, friendships, and faith in something we worked so hard to build. I cannot stay silent anymore. Silence has allowed her lies to grow, and I will not let them define who I am. Gasps echoed across the room. Sam wasn't pulling punches. He was calling Caitríona out directly, shattering the illusion of solidarity that fans had clung to for years. Sam's fury was palpable, but beneath it, there was pain. Do you know what it feels like, he asked, his voice softening, to watch someone you trusted, someone you defended, twist your life into a story you don't even recognize? He shook his head, eyes glistening under the stage lights. I stood by Caitríona through everything. I thought we were allies. But she turned her back on me. She spun a story that doesn't belong to me, or to Lia. A story built on jealousy, resentment, and bitterness. The crowd of reporters leaned in closer, hungry for every word. This wasn't the calm, diplomatic Sam Heughan they knew. This was a man at war, with lies, with betrayal, with the collapse of a friendship that had once defined him. Sam then addressed the heart of Caitríona's claims. There was no manipulation, no grand conspiracy. The fight you all saw, it wasn't staged. Was it dramatic? Yes. Was it heated? Yes. But it was real, and it came from pressure, exhaustion, and the struggle of two actors giving everything they had to a demanding production. To turn that into something disgusting is unfair, cruel, and completely false. He paused, his gaze sweeping the room, as though daring anyone to doubt him. I am not perfect. I have flaws, like anyone else. But I am not the monster Caitríona wants you to believe I am. But then, his tone shifted. The rage simmered down into something softer, heavier. You all want the truth? He asked quietly. Then I'll give it to you. The truth is about Lia. About what really happened between us. And it's time you all stop believing the headlines and start listening to me. The room erupted in murmurs. Reporters scrambled, pens flying, cameras flashing wildly. Sam raised his voice above the chaos. Caitríona twisted what Lia and I share into something ugly, something shameful. But it isn't. The truth is simple. Lia and I share a bond. One forged in trust, in respect, and yes, in something much deeper. It's not what you think. It's not what she's claimed. It's real, and it's mine to tell. He stopped there, his eyes burning with intensity. Enough lies, he repeated, each word a dagger in the silence. You deserve to hear the truth. And soon, I will tell you everything about Lia and me. But understand this, Caitríona's story is not the truth. It never was. And I will not let her define my life." With that, Sam turned and walked away, leaving the press in chaos. His words lingered in the air, heavy, unsettling, full of promise and pain. He had slammed Caitríona, denied her accusations, and hinted at a bond with Lia that was far more complex, and far more dangerous, than anyone had imagined. The world was left spinning after Heughan's explosive declaration. Enough lies. For the first time, he had turned the spotlight away from Caitríona Balfe's accusations and placed it squarely on himself, and on Lia Williams. He hadn't fully explained their connection, only hinted that it was real, deep, and misunderstood. That single statement was enough to ignite a firestorm. Fans speculated endlessly. Was Sam admitting to a romance with Lia? Were the two secretly together all along? Or was there something even darker hidden beneath his careful words? The demand for answers grew unbearable. And finally, Sam delivered. Sam sat down for a televised interview, his face tired but his voice steady. There was no podium, no shouting reporters, just him and the truth he claimed the world needed to hear. "Lia," he began, his tone soft, "has been painted as my rival, my co-conspirator, even my enemy. But none of that is real. The truth is, she has been my anchor." The interviewer leaned forward. "Anchor in what way?" Sam's eyes glistened. "In every way that matters. When the pressures of fame crushed me, when the work consumed me, when I doubted myself, she was there. Not to manipulate, not to scheme, but to remind me who I am. People think our bond is scandalous. It isn't. It's human. It's honest. It's necessary." He recounted nights in rehearsal when both of them were on the brink of collapse. "There were times we were pushed past exhaustion. Times we argued, yes. But those arguments weren't theater, they were survival. And every time, Lia was the one who brought me back. She understood in a way no one else did." The audience watching at home felt a shift. This wasn't the language of rivalry or deception. This was intimacy. An intimacy forged in sweat, tears, and unspoken understanding. Sam continued, "We laughed when we weren't supposed to. We leaned on each other when no one else noticed. And yes, maybe that scared Caitríona. Maybe she saw something she couldn't explain, and instead of asking, she turned it into a weapon. The world hung on the next question. Was this love?" Sam didn't give a straightforward answer. Instead, he let his words blur the lines between friendship and something far more tender. "What Lia and I share doesn't need a label," he said quietly. "It's not about gossip, or headlines, or anyone else's approval. It's about truth. She sees me. Really sees me. In ways few people ever have. And that's more than friendship. It's more than partnership. It's something I'll carry with me for the rest of my life." The ambiguity was explosive. Fans immediately split into camps. Those who insisted Sam had just confessed to being in love with Lia, and those who argued he was describing a spiritual connection, not a romantic one. But Sam didn't stop there. He turned his attention back to Caitríona, his tone growing sharper. "For Caitríona to twist this bond into something disgusting is unforgivable. She knew how much I trusted Lia. She knew how much that trust kept me standing. And yet she turned it into a scandal. She turned it into poison." His voice cracked, but he pressed on. "I will always respect Caitríona for the years we worked together. But I cannot excuse what she's done. Her lies have hurt not just me, but Lia, the crew, the fans. And that damage may never heal." By the end of the interview, the internet had exploded again. #Team Sam trended alongside #Team Caitríona. Supporters applauded Sam's bravery for defending Lia and exposing the pain Caitríona had caused. Others accused him of gaslighting, twisting the truth to protect himself. Some fans clung to hope that Sam and Caitríona would reconcile, but most knew the bond had been severed. Too much had been said, too many wounds inflicted. And as for Lia Williams, she remained silent. She neither confirmed nor denied Sam's words, her absence only intensifying the mystery. Was she protecting herself, or was there a deeper reason for her silence? As the interview drew to a close, Sam delivered one last cryptic message. People think they know the story. They don't. What Lia and I share is ours alone. And one day, when the time is right, the world will understand everything. But until then, I'll say this: enough lies. The truth is far more complicated, and far more beautiful, than anyone could imagine. The screen faded to black, but the echoes of his words lingered. The scandal wasn't over. In fact, it was only deepening. For with every truth Sam revealed, 100 new questions emerged. And the one question on everyone's lips was simple. What is the real bond between Sam Heughan and Lia Williams? And why is Caitríona so determined to destroy it?